What's up, guys? Edrone here, and wanted to do an update on the DJI Mavic Air shaking issues that I have been experiencing, and evidently a lot of others have been experiencing. So, special shout out to one of my followers, one of my subscribers, Mike Sarney. He brought it to my attention that it's probably not the motors that is creating the problem. It's probably the IMU. The IMU is definitely susceptible to cold weather, and this may be creating the problem of why the craft is shaking when it first takes off. So I wanted to dive in and kind of just look at the craft and look at what I think may be going on. And I'm going to definitely call DJI, but at this point in time, I have not had a chance with working and the weekend. But I definitely will call them. But I know when I call them, I need to be home with the craft and able to tell them, certain things about the craft. So I'm not going to call them until I'm home with the craft. They're going to need to know my IMU measurements and all that. But I will tell you that my IMU, I've done 2 calibrations now, and none of my sensors on my IMU are faulty. They are all working. They all say they are fine. So that's not an issue for my situation. Here's what I think the problem is. The DJI Mavic Air uses onboard cooling technology, where it has a built-in fan and it pulls air from the front of the craft, and it has the air goes over all the circuitry, and then the hot air is supposed to be expelled out of the rear. As you can see in this photo here, that's the rear vents. Now, this is a problem in cold weather, and I don't believe this is an oversight. So I strongly believe that DJI knows about this, and they actually kind of warn about it in the actual manual for the DJI Mavic Air. And we're going to get into that. So, and as you all know, I've got proof of, video proof. I've flown the Mavic Air inside in warm temperature and have no oscillations, okay? 0 oscillations. It's completely stable. That leads me to believe it has nothing to do with the propellers. It has nothing to do with being out of balance. This has everything to do with cold weather. And you'll see other videos of other pilots that have the Mavic Air in cold conditions having the same exact problem. So what I want to do is let's take a look at the manual, okay? And you'll see right here, it says, this is from the DJI Mavic Air manual. You'll see right here, operating temperature, 32 degrees to 104 degrees Fahrenheit. They are telling us right here in the manual that they don't really recommend operating this craft under 32 degrees Fahrenheit. It's right there. And this, this might be just another drawback of this drone compared to the Mavic Pro. And I think they know about this. So when the new Mavic hits, that's going to be probably a good selling point is, oh, you can fly this in extreme temperatures. Now let's take a look at another part of the manual about the battery. It says right here, batteries cannot be used in extreme low environments, negative 14 degrees Fahrenheit, which that makes sense. To ensure optimal performance of the battery, keep the battery temperature above 38 degrees Fahrenheit. It says right here, the reduced battery capacity in low temperature environments reduces the aircraft's wind speed resistance performance. So extra caution is required. And then right here is the key. In cold environments, insert the battery into the battery compartment and turn on the aircraft for approximately 1 to 2 minutes to warm up before taking off. They're telling us right here, and we're just not seeing, I guess we just didn't see it or we didn't realize it. They're basically telling us right here in the manual that this drone is not really meant to fly at really extreme low temperatures. Anything under the 34 degrees Fahrenheit, they're basically saying that's not operating temperature range. So if you're outside and it's 20 degrees, you're going to have some problems. So I've flown in colder than 34 degrees, and besides the initial shaking from takeoff, I had 0 problems with flying. The oscillations went away, and it flew great. However, it's not recommended to fly in colder than 34 degrees Fahrenheit weather. So leave your comment down about what you think about all this. I want to know. And are you experiencing the same kind of problems in cold environments if you do own a Mavic Air? Leave it down in the comments. If you have talked to DJI, please leave it down in the comments. I am going to contact DJI, and as soon as I get done talking to them, I will definitely post an update on what they say about this situation. But it basically says it right here, guys. In the manual, it says that they do not, the operating temperature is 34 degrees Fahrenheit at the lowest. That's the operating temperature. They don't want this operating any lower than that. They also say about the battery that in extreme cold environments, you know, the aircraft is going to be more susceptible to wind speed resistance performance. So basically, it's not going to fly as good in cold environment. I mean, it basically says it right there in black and white. It's not going to fly as good in cold temperatures. So, like I said, you know, this drone is cheaper than the Mavic Pro, and this may very well be another reason why. It doesn't get the flight time of the Mavic Pro. It's not as good in cold weather environments, obviously. But like I said, to me, this is not a deal breaker for me because of where I live. You know, I only get, you know, one season of cold weather, and then the rest of the time, I'll be good to fly. And I have flown it in under 34 degrees, and besides the oscillations during first takeoff, once the craft warmed itself up, it flew fine. I had zero problems. It did everything it was supposed to do, so I didn't have any issues, you know, other than that. And my, you know, like I said, my IMUs is all saying normal. So I don't think personally for me in my craft, I don't think that this is an issue where the craft needs to be sent back. If this was like one or two issues that we had heard about, you know, total, then yes, there might definitely be a problem where, you know, it needs to go back. But the fact that there's been multiple cases of this, and I don't just mean a few, I mean a lot of cases of the same exact thing, I don't think it's an oversight. I think DJI knew that this drone was not going to be really designed to be flown in really, really cold weather like the Mavic Pro. And I think a lot of it has to do with the IMU, how they designed it, and the fact that it has that internal cooling. You got to figure that's sucking in cold air and blowing, when it's cold air all over your electronics. You have to consider that. But regardless, let me know what you guys think down in the comments, because I do appreciate all your guys' feedback. And, you know, we want to basically educate everybody about this situation. And as soon as I, you know, get on the phone with DJI and talk to them about this, I'm going to tell you exactly what they tell me. And if you've already talked to DJI about this, please post it down in the comments what they said. Am I right? Am I wrong? You know, I don't know at this point. This is all just speculation. But from everything I've experienced in my own personal experience with this drone, I'm here to tell you that when I flew this drone inside my house, 70-degree weather, I had zero oscillations, zero problems, none of it whatsoever. When I flew it outside in under 34-degree temperature without letting it warm up, I did get takeoff oscillations that quickly went away. They did go away quickly. It didn't stay there. It didn't stay wobbling and shaking, you know, for a long time. It did go away. So I appreciate you guys watching. As always, please like, share, and subscribe. You know, we're having a little bit of bad weather right now, but as soon as the weather breaks, I'm definitely going to be doing more testing, more Mavic Air videos. Definitely. All right, guys. Edrone out. Yeah.